going to hide it because it's my culture.
Okay.
Right. This afternoon, I'm going to share with you some information about my personal life in a polygamous marriage. Polygamy is something which is practiced throughout Africa. So it has been going on for centuries. So we are proud of that, especially me, because I'm one of those who are polygamous. Maybe you have heard about polygamy. Maybe you've seen some people who are polygamous. Maybe, well, you know about it?
Yes.
Yes. So, if not, you are going to hear this from the horse's mouth. I'm one of those lucky men. We have got just a few wives. I've got 3 wives at the moment, but I had 4, but divorced 1 and remained with 3. Out of those 4 wives, I had 11 children. 1 passed away some few months ago, and I have 10 left. Out of those 10, I've got 21 children, 21 grandchildren.
Wow.
The other one is just a few weeks old. I'm still having more. And out of those 21 grandchildren, I've got 10 grandchildren.
Wow.
So that's my family. Now, I hope you have got some people like that in Utah. We've got polygamous relationships. And, well, it's quite different from there. The way they do it could be quite different. You are going to compare. So this is your learning and discovery. Although it's controversial, of course, you as people don't practice it. It's very controversial. Yeah, but please don't judge me because this is what we do and it has been done by my forefathers and so forth. So I follow these footsteps of my forefathers. Right, I'm going to talk about this because this is quite long, and after talking, then I'll give you a platform to ask questions. Ask any type of question you want. Right, talking about this polygamous relationship in Zimbabwe, we have 2 types of polygamous relationships, and these are, one is a traditional polygamy. The other one is a Christian sect polygamy. Now, the Christian sect is from the Marangi Apostles. And this sect take this from the Bible, Old Testament, that King Solomon and David had many wives. So they married a lot of wives. It's a big, very big following in Zimbabwe, and it is spread throughout Southern Africa. Now, those are the 2 types of polygamous relationships which are going parallel like that. Talking of the types of marriages we have in Zimbabwe. We've got 4 types of marriages. One is when a couple goes to church to get married there. They are only allowed 1 wife. Or you go to courts of law. You are only allowed 1 wife. These are Western types of marriages we have actually followed. And we are practicing them. Now, we have another one which was introduced by the British, and they wanted to control the number of wives one can have. And this is when one can marry up to 12 wives, each one with a marriage certificate to show that they're married to one man. Then we have got our own, which is not controlled. You can have as many wives as you want. There's no limit. Now, it is our belief that what we call marriage is the actually paying of bride price to your in-laws. If you don't pay the bride price, you are not married, according to our customs. People won't say those people are married. They're just saying that they are not married, and it's illegal. And the wife does not feel secure. There's no security there, because she's not married. The bride price should be paid. Then there's security. And she knows that's my husband, and he's not going to run away from me. So those are the types of marriages we have here, and that's what we follow. And there are legal types of marriages that are recognized by the country. Right. Now, how do you go about marriage? You start off as a young man growing up, and you get to a stage when you feel you're now responsible enough to have a wife. Then you go around looking for a beautiful girl. And once you get her, you propose love to her. You say, yeah, I love you. But you have to be very tactful. It's not easy to get them. They need someone who is very intelligent, who can convince them that they are going to be good husbands. So you have to have sweet words. And the best thing is to lie a lot to her. Then you will get. So you tell her that you're going to be a wonderful husband, you're going to look after her, and if she wants anything, you're going to do it for her, and you're going to be a very caring husband. Then she will think, oh yes, this is the man I want. He's very caring. He's got a lot of love. Yes, this is the man. So she will say yes. Now when she says yes, she means, yeah, you can be my future husband. Then then from there, she's going to introduce you to the sisters and aunts. Once she has done that, you start preparing for the payment of the lobola, or bride price. We normally, during my generation, we didn't date. It's now done by our new generation. We didn't date. The girl wouldn't want that to happen, because they were told by their aunts that a man is very dangerous. Don't get too close to him. Don't go behind the termite mound before you are married, because he is going to run away from you when you get pregnant. So she won't allow that to happen. And you cannot meet her where there are no relatives. So that's why she introduces you to the aunt. So whenever you want to see her, you come to her while she is got her aunt, and you talk what you want to talk while the aunt is there. This is what we used to do, but our new generation is no longer doing that, and they go behind bushes, behind termite mounds, and they get that girl pregnant and they sneak away. So that's what we do. That's the proper way of doing it, and you pay your bride price, and that's your wife. Then the parents will then send your wife to you, and you receive her with the ceremony going on. It's a lot of things which happen there, and you've got your wife. But we value children a lot. So after few years, you are expected to have children. That's why you paid the bride price, for her to have children and build up the family. So if you can't have children, then that's a problem. Then you get a lot of your relative nudging you, yeah, what's wrong with you? Can't you make her pregnant? What's wrong? Do you want us to go into the bush and get some roots for you? And the same with her. Her relatives, they will be doing the same. So something which is very frustrating, and yeah. So, but if you've got your child within a year or two, you're a happy family. Suppose you don't have children, you can't. The wife cannot have children. Then it's a problem. The marriage is not strong. You're likely to divorce. There are very few people who say, right, I'll stick to my wife but even if you say that, the pressure will come from your sisters and aunts, your relatives. Why keeping her? Why can't you divorce and get another one? So this is in those cases, you find that the wife will go back to her parents and say, hey, look, I cannot have children for this man. Can I take my sister and she can have children for me? So if I'm a good in-law, they'll say, okay, fine, we don't have a problem with our in-law. He's a good husband, he will take care of you. Go and talk to your sister. And this is when she goes to her sister and says, look, I cannot have children. Can you come and be with me as his second wife, and you can have children for me? Now, if she knows I'm a good husband, she will agree. Then she will come and be my second wife. Now, in this case, I'm not going to pay bride price for this one, because the first one could not have children. So she comes in, then I can have children with her. The first and second children belongs to the first wife. She is the mother of the two children, as if she was the biological mother. But the biological mother will be called junior mother by these children. Yeah. Until they're grown up, they still call her their true mother. And this one, junior mother. Even when they are married, their wives will come to the house of this first wife. That's a traditional thing you do, and it's not. So there's no problem with that. And that's, then from there, the husband can get another wife and get another one until there are many. But the most important thing here is you have to respect your first wife, because she's the matriarch, she's the queen of your home. So whatever you're doing, you have to talk to her and agree, so that there's peace in the home. So you talk to her nicely, this is your intention, and she agrees. If she doesn't, then you do like what you did first time, to lie a lot to her. Buy her a lot of things, buy her some shoes, some nice jackets, and she'll be happy. Oh, this is a loving husband. Okay, fine, no problem. This is what you think. Oh, but provided you get someone who is good, you know, a good girl. Not someone older than me. Get a nice girl. Yes, then you get in. Then another one and another one. Now, if she was coming from a polygamous family, it's not a problem. Well, she knows this, and at times she'll be longing for that. Right. So that's another way of getting into this polygamous marriage. But in some cases, no, it just starts. You've got your first wife, and when she has got 3 or 4 children, you get another one. Because the first one has to be the oldest, followed by second, third, fourth, fifth, 10th. They have to be younger all the time. Mm-hmm. You cannot put someone 4th wife older than the 3rd or 2nd. Mm-hmm. That's a discord. They cannot respect each other. Oh. Yeah.
That's very convenient for you.
Yeah. So they have to be younger all the time. And you cannot marry someone who is older than you. A wife who is older than you is not wanted. Your sisters will start talking. You're cheating our brother. You have to go. You are too old. Then, because the sisters and aunts are the most important people in our marriages. They can either break it or build it up. Mm. If you want to divorce your wife, if they say no, it's a no. Very difficult to try and do away with that. So that's what you do in that marriage, and each time you're taking your wives, you have to talk to your first wife. But it was a different scenario with mine. Mine, I didn't intend to have many wives, but it was my wife, my first wife, who initiated that for some reasons. She wanted someone to help her do some work. We actually married in a church, and we had a certificate to say one wife. But because she was coming from a polygamous family, she wanted another one. So I ended up taking her cousin. It was the first time she asked me, I said, no, I'm not going to do that. Second time, I said, do you have someone in mind? She said, no. Then I said, forget about it. Then third time, this is when she invited her cousin to come. And one morning, she said, have a look at this girl. She's beautiful, and I like her. She's hardworking. Why can't you take her as your second wife? And I said, my wife has been saying this for a long time. And when that came into my mind, my heart started beating hard with excitement. Then I said to myself, this is the right time now to heat an iron while it's still hot. Then, well, we started talking about it. Eventually, we agreed. Because she said, I have no problem. As long as your wife wants me to be your second wife, I'm happy to do that. So we arranged and we paid our bride price, and my wife was the one to spearhead all the ceremonies. So I had my second wife. After some time, of course, when she had 3 children, the second one had 2 children. Then I thought one day, these people are related. If something is happening here, I won't know. Why can't I take the third one so that she can be my eye? And I said, good thing. So I got another one, third one, in. She was a nurse. She's still a nurse. And I got my third wife. The only mistake I did after some time, then I decided to take the fourth one. I was very young, and she was too proud of herself, and she didn't go well with the rest of the wives. We were married for 1 year, and she had a child. She didn't get the instructions, she didn't follow the instructions from the senior wives, so they were not happy about her every time they were talking about And eventually they went to my sisters and aunt and reported. I don't know what they said there. And I only saw some unhappy faces coming to my home. And my aunt started talking to me and said, "You've got a problem here." Then I said, "Yes, already I smelled a rat here." Yeah, then she said, if you want a happy marriage, get rid of your fourth wife. She's no good and we don't like her. So I tried to defend her and tried to be like a man who wanted his wife, but I saw that I was just fighting a losing battle. So I had to give up and yeah, we divorced. Now when we're divorcing your wife, or your wife is divorcing you, you give them 10 cents. Whoever is divorcing someone should give them 10 cents as a token to say, I've divorced you. Now that is going to be a token of, what do you call it? Well, it's a token to say, I've divorced you. It's evidence. That's what we're looking for. It's evidence to say, this is the evidence. He has or she has divorced me. So we did all those procedures and she went home with the child. But at first my wife refused her to take the child because they didn't want that child to grow with a different family. But at last we agreed that she can take the child and we were going to support the child until she's grown up. So that's what we did. That's how I divorced my fourth wife and remained with my 3 wives. Happy marriage, happy life. Now to get that, you have to have a lot of discipline in a polygamous marriage. If there's backbiting between the wives, that is not going to stand. You have to make sure that is stopped. There should be respect between your wives or amongst your wives. There should be respect with all your children. My children are not cousins, they're brothers and sisters. They have to respect each other. A girl child, when she gets to about 13 years, she's called sister so and so, not just by her name. So that there is respect amongst the children. And there should be a lot of love amongst these children. They eat together. And the parents eat together. But it all differs with individuals. Some individuals want the husband to eat on his own, but he's given a young boy to eat with the father. And when you are eating there, because if you've got 4 wives, they all bring food for you. So you've got 4 plates of food. So you have to eat from all. If you leave 1 or 2, you are sending a message to these 2 or that one, which is a very bad message. What is it? They want to know. So you have to be very careful. So you eat a little bit from each until you're full. Then everything is good. Everybody is happy. There should be love amongst you. A lot of love. No backbiting. No favors. You can't favor one wife. You can favor the matriarch because she's the leader. No problem. But if you do it to the last one or second one, then there's a discord. There's problems. You have to be very fair at all times. Make sure that there are no quarrels. Everybody is happy. Make them happy. Wow. As the matriarch with thee, I don't have to crack my head. Whom am I going to sleep with tonight? No. She's the matriarch, she knows. She keeps a roster, a schedule, a tight schedule. Remember, in our culture, there are no headaches. No headaches. Told from when they are coming in by their aunt. This is what you're going for. You're going for this man. So no headaches. She knows that.
Not on that shift.
Yeah. No headaches. So you should keep them happy all the time. That's the polygamous setup. Now, when you look at the polygamous village, homestead, you can get there and say, well, yes, this man is polygamous. Just by looking at the homestead. Most of them, if they are doing it traditionally, if they've got 6 wives or 12 wives or 15, they've got 15 huts there. Opposite it is a kitchen. So each wife has got a hut in the kitchen. In the kitchen, that's where she prepares the food. In the hut, that's where she sleeps. That's the setup of a polygamous homestead. But in my case, it's not the same. My wife said, no, we are not going to have that. But at first, this is what we had. So, but they molded their bricks and burned them and said, right, well, we want to have a big house. So we had a big house, and each one has got a big, spacious bedroom. You can put what furniture they want. And we've got a big kitchen. That's where they take turns in cooking. And you cannot do this in an urban area setup because it will be very difficult for you. Because you need money.
Can you say that again?
You cannot have a polygamous marriage in an urban area setup because you need to feed all these people. Mm-hmm. And unless you've got a business where all your wives are working. So you have to have a piece of land in the communal lands, in the village, or you've got a farm. Like me, I've got 90 acres. In these 90 acres, I grow tobacco, which is cash crop, maize, corn, which is our staple food and cash crop. I grow things like sunflowers. We crush sunflowers and make cooking oil. We don't buy that. We don't buy cooking peanut butter because we grow peanuts. We grow lettuce, we grow chomolia, we grow cabbage, squash, all these green vegetables, cabbage, and so forth, for the family. And the surplus we sell. That money we get is to send our children to school. Now, I'm not working for my wives. My wives are not working for me. We are working as a family. Everyone has to work hard towards the betterment of the family so that we can send our children to school, have better education and everything. Then when we grow old, we expect them to look after us. So with many hands, I don't have to go and employ some people there to come and help. Mm-hmm. We've got enough people. And we do much better than someone who has got one wife there and few children. We always do much better than them. So I can afford to send my children to school. Well, I'm here, I'm making that little money, but my wives are there, they're farming, they're making some money. And we put together our money and then send our children to school. All my children are educated, some are guides, some are working in colleges and so forth. So, some are teachers. So, I've got a big family, but they're all educated. So, that's polygamous marriage. Now, if we would talk about the new generation, a lot of people would ask, how about the new generation? Do they think the same? What do they think about polygamous marriage? If you ask them, they all say, no, 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 we don't want that. That's a bad practice. It's not good. But I tell you what, 90% of them are polygamous, except for very few who are true Christians. They don't indulge themselves in that. But the majority are polygamous, but they're doing it in a different way. They've got a lot of mistresses or small houses where they have kids with those small houses. They buy property for those small houses. They get birth certificate for their children they have with those small houses. But the wife in the house doesn't know about it. The sisters and aunts know about it. All the brothers, they know about these people because he will tell them, I've got that mistress has got my 3 children or 5 children or 10 children. That one has got 4, that one is 3. It happened in my village. A political figure in our village, and he was getting money. And we knew him as having one wife with 7 children. But when he died, we witnessed about 15 women who came there, all with children. 52 children came there. I don't know how many didn't come. Right. All witnessing that man lying down there is our husband, that man lying there is our father. It's happening a lot. One of our top brigadier in this country was married to our vice president. When he died, he had 90 children outside his marriage. 90. There are lots and lots of people like that. Lots of people like that. Especially the politicians. They have many small houses. And because they've got a lot of money, they buy properties for those small houses. They educate the children and so forth. Yeah, it's a lot happening there. Right, like a polygamous man, when you are polygamous and you have got many wives, yeah, we go out there in the bush and get some special roots, or you get your best friends, senior citizens, who've got special roots, always talk to them, and you collect your roots, put them in a bottle, and soak them in that, and you shake them nicely, and each time before you go to your wives, you drink that. Yeah, you don't need a rhino horn. Right. Any questions? How about our time? Our time?
Yeah, we can take some questions. We have 15 minutes.
15 minutes, yes. Yes.
Go ahead, Cliff.
I was just wondering, I have a friend at home who is from Ethiopia, and she was saying that in their country, the husband can also marry again, but, which you alluded to, he has to have permission of the first wife to marry again. What if, I know you're saying lie to her and buy her nice things and she'll agree. What if she doesn't agree? What
If she doesn't agree,
no?
then it will be her choice. Because I brought her in. So it's up to her to say, okay, I'm out of that. So she will divorce me.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not that you can't take another wife. She would have to divorce you.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be in that relationship. She has to divorce.
Okay.
She has to divorce. Now, the polygamy is not a forced thing. You can only persuade someone to be in that relationship. You cannot force it if she doesn't want to. Yeah. Yes.
In a polygamous setting, 2 things. Do you have sex before marriage? And do you have sex after you're married with other women before you marry them?
These other ones, I think you have sex before. Yeah, before the marriage. At times they come in when they're pregnant already.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But nowadays, because of HIV and AIDS, you have to be tested 3 times. The window period and make sure. Otherwise, you are going to kill everybody. Yeah, you have to make sure. Yes.
When the person dies, well, the man,
Yes.
and he has all these other wives, not wives, mistresses or whoever, with
Yes.
kids,
Yes.
what happens to them? They become a family with the married wives?
No.
Who
No.
supports them?
Oh, it's up to them. They're not known by the family.
Right.
They will
But
stay
when they
there.
come
But
when you're
the
dead,
children,
they appear.
when they appear,
Uh-huh.
the children,
Uh-huh.
if they approve that they are the children from this man,
Yeah.
they come and they inherit whatever that man had.
Oh.
They will come home. But the mistresses don't.
Okay, but the children are accepted
Yes.
to the family.
Yes,
Okay.
they're accepted. They're part of the family. Yeah. But if the mistress, the house which was bought by this man, the wives cannot go and get that
Yeah,
house.
She's
No. Yes.
set her up.
Any other question? Right,
Do
yes.
you have a legal system, like when you do die, that you have a will that the property goes to my wife's and my children and that, or is it just a spoken?
Yeah, we have that, but many don't have. The majority don't have such things. The relatives will come and share this property. If I die, my wives will stay there. They continue as what they were doing. Unless someone wants to be married, they come out of the homestead and get married. Leave everything there, except for a small property, like plates and their utensils. Yes.
And then sons and daughters have followed in your footsteps. Your sons and daughters have.
No, they're doing this type.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mistress type.
Yeah. But one of my youngest girl was married to a polygamous man. My youngest. Yeah.
Was she the first one?
Huh?
She was the first one, or
The youngest.
she was the first one? Your
She's
youngest one.
the first one girl. But my oldest son has got a mistress. I only heard about it about a few months ago. I didn't know. She's got a mistress with 3 children.
But your youngest girl that is married to a polygamous husband, is she the first wife or like a second or a third or a fourth wife?
She was the third,
The third.
but the other one went away.
So now she's the first?
And, yeah, she's the second.
She's the second.
Yeah.
Why would a woman
But the-
accept that? Why would a woman accept to be the second or the third or the fourth or the fifth? Why not get married to someone and be the first?
You know, the problem is that there are too many women than men. All over, even in our countries. Girls are more resistant to diseases than men, than boys. So boys die, and girls stay. And when we grow old, women live longer than men by 7 years. Yeah. And it started long back during slavery in Africa. You know, all men were taken for slavery. There were all these women with no men. And some had children. They were supposed to be supported. So a lot of men started taking all these women. That's where somewhere there we started, but it started long back. But that was one of those reasons why a lot of people in Africa have got polygamous marriage. Yes.
Well, just to answer the question, in Eritrea, I think last year, was it last year? Last year, 2 years ago, they actually made it a law that every man should at least have 2 wives. Remember, all the men in Zimbabwe sending messages to one another saying, guys, let's go and get visas to go to Eritrea.
And women in Eritrea are beautiful.
Yeah.
They are beautiful.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, right. If there's no other questions, we don't want to eat your time
Thank you.
into the game, right?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was
Thank you
very
much for
enlightening.
your time. I hope you've learned something. Which you will take home. This is what happens in the majority of polygamous marriages in Africa.
Very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being
Mr.
willing to
Mafuka.
share.